Let's get this show going, man.
Welcome to the Bleeding Burgundy podcast, a Washington Commanders podcast for fans by fans, with your hosts, Jessy Martin.
The Cowboys are finished, you understand me?
John Taman.
Pull down my trousers and do your job.
Scott Hartley.
That was dreadful.
And occasionally, Keith Gray.
So many social engagements, so little time.
And now, your host.
Hello, everyone. I'm your host, John Taman. We're here on Friday afternoon after a whirlwind week of free agent moves and trades here for the Washington Commanders. We're about to break it all down here. I've got my good friend from Southeast Virginia, Jessy Martin, here to my left or my right, whichever one it possibly is. And down below, our good friend from the UK.
Some NPR opening right there.
Yeah, man, I'll tell you, I don't know what the fuck we have to be excited about. However, I can say this safely and without any embarrassment. This was me all week. I'm like, linebackers. I'm swimming in linebackers.
I knew you'd get excited by that. Yeah,
excited's not the word. I'm telling you, man.
Not as excited as I was when F.A. Abada signed.
Threw away all my old porn magazines and I got out some Street and Smith's magazines from a while back and looked at linebackers. So anyway, how's everybody been doing this week? How you doing?
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah,
and fucking tastic.
How about you, Scott? Are you doing?
Yeah,
all right?
Good week, very good week. Busy again at work, but apart from work, outside of work, the Commanders has made it. The Commanders has made it very good. I've been very excited.
I didn't get shit done this week, man, because I fucking just like every 5 minutes I'm looking at my phone, refreshing Twitter.
Now anyway, well, I guess you got to be getting stuff ready.
Yeah. Well,
way to go.
Delayed.
So I mean, you know, it's worth showing it while he's here again because Scotty, who had himself a busy week. I forget that one runs along. You know, I tell you what, we were enjoying your little electric car adventure last week.
I thought so. Yeah, it was quite funny. Yeah, but there you go. It is what it is. I did watch this show back. Very good show, by the way. And shout out to Ken. I enjoyed that, and Max, who was very good in my stead. So well done, both of you.
Max did quite well, I must say. And I'll tell you what, you know, there's really no way to introduce it or do anything like that. So we'll just dive right into it. So I guess we could separate it by day one signings, day two signings, because man. Trades have been happening. So, all right, Jessy, go ahead. You've been itching to talk. I mean, dude, you've been blowing up my phone he's like a little girl at night sometimes. Oh my god! I didn't mean to tell on you, but
no. It's a good fucking week, man. I mean, we actually have a linebacker room. I think they're going to have to build one in the. In Ashburn because it was non-existent before. We got some offensive line help, which is fucking fantastic. We got some big uglies in there, and they're fucking both ugly.
Yeah.
And you know, before free agency, I know a lot of fans were like, you know, Bobby Wagner. And I was like, no, because I thought he was going to command like $10 million. We got a fucking steal on Bobby Wagner.
We're getting steals on everybody.
And the fact that we are signing players, we're plugging holes right now to field a team, a competitive team. We're not coming out huge money out of the pocket for any of them. Not a goddamn one of them are even close to being overpaid. We cut off a lot of dead weight.
Everybody but three guys. Three guys to my count, right?
Like, you know, I know everybody wanted Cam Curl to come back, and I, you know, said it all along, man. Like, he was not going to get nearly the money that he wanted, and he signed for $6.5 million a year. That like
got better anyway.
Look, and I just don't think this team, this front office, thought he was nearly as good as this fan base thinks he was.
That's true all the time.
You know, yeah, we'd like to keep our guys, but, you know, I think they wanted to go in a different direction. And Jeremy Chin, you know, come on over, buddy. You got a 1 year tryout. He had a little bit of a down year last year, but I think Evan Rowe, or however you say that coach's name, it was the new coaching staff. They didn't know how to use him because he is a tweener. You got to move that guy all around the field, and
he's that Buffalo nickel hybrid guy. No, he's all kinds of stuff. He's played linebacker,
linebacker, safety. He can do it all. I think I know we got really tired of this phrase the past 4 years, but a lot of positional flexibility for the defense. With Fowler, with Armstrong, with Chin, with Bobby Wagner, with Frankie Louvu, these guys can move and play all over the place. And I'm most excited to see what they're going to do with Jamin Davis. Man, I think he's going to turn into a phenomenal pass rusher. They might ask him to put on a little bit of weight, but he's so quick sideline to sideline. And Bobby Wagner comes in to head up the middle. He's lost a little bit of that speed, but he's a fucking tackling machine, and he's going to command
combined tackles last year.
Yeah.
96 tackles last year.
He's going to run this defense. So I know we still got a couple more moves to make. I think we're going to have a couple more signings. We need to get a cornerback. We need to get another offensive tackle. And then I think things are going to cool off until after the draft. And then come June, that second wave of free agency. I mean, we got tons of money left.
Fuck yeah.
I'm hoping that we – hold on to about, $15-20 million, roll it over next year. And then we're going to have fucking $140 million.
140 mil. Yeah, it's crazy, Jesse. I mean, we had to look at it, and realistically, once you take off the re-signings of a couple of players and you add some people's salaries on, if they're very similar to what they're being described as, you're probably looking at around about 50 mil-ish left in the cap as it stands. But you're going to have to take over, I think it's 12 million Spot Tracker saying is going to be about for the rookies. Probably need about 7 million in contingency. So you're looking at about 20 million there. So you've realistically got 30 million still to spend, which is crazy. And then even if you spent it all and you spent right up to that cap, but you had that contingency just in case people get injured, you need to sign someone quickly. You've got that money in case. The holdover this year was about 7 mil. And that's probably where you want to be thereabouts after your rookie class. That still, if you took that on, would be about 130 million to spend next year and would be fourth in most salary cap next year.
Boy, I want to agree. You know what I'm liking right now? I'm liking the fact that we put a big old knothead like freaking Ken Norton Jr. And I'm telling you, a knothead, meaning that forehead will go through a brick wall. We've seen it happen before. We've seen it happen in the Super Bowl. Real quick aside, Timothy Swindell puts up, not going to lie, losing Curtis Samuel. Hurd loved him here. I agree. He was the one. Yeah. He was the one that I really wanted.
I hated letting him go to Buffalo for pennies, man, for so cheap. Oh, that's frustrating. We'll probably dive into that a little bit later. We'll do it. I'm sure Scotty's got the list.
I have put it here.
Agents. We can run through those, and then we can go our favorite and our least favorite move of the offseason if y'all want to.
We can. Let me give you my overall impression real quick that I was starting to do right there until I said, but I had said about what Tim had down there. Let me tell you, we've all seen, I said this on Deuce's show the other night. We've all seen these nature shows where some guy shows up out in the woods. They show up and they open up a cage and they let loose a whole bunch of wolves, right? They're like, oh, we're going to reintroduce these wolves back into the wild. I think that's what they ought to do. They ought to put Louvu and they ought to put Wagner in a cage and they take them down into the locker room and we're going to reintroduce linebackers into this locker room and see what happens. And just let them loose, man. Dude, I know you didn't want Bobby Wagner. I am over the moon with this effing.
Listen, I love it for the price. Fuck yes. No, I was thinking he was going to command like $10, $11 million.
I was too.
That was what I did not want to happen, but $6.5 million for Bobby.
You know what we're not going to see this year?
Come the fuck on, man.
You know what we're not going to see this year? We're not going to see anybody at the snap looking at somebody else going, hey, where are you? What are we? Yeah, this shit's going to straighten up. When I hear these coaches talk about we're going to get physical or we're going to put bodies on bodies, and then they're bringing in guys like him and like Louvu, man, I'm telling you what, no wonder Dak Prescott's found himself a legal case to get embroiled in. It's something to take his mind off of the fucking hell he's about to go through.
So's Jerry. That's why he's not signed anyone. He's got child support to pay for.
I just don't see the point anymore. I mean, look what these Commanders are doing. Everybody wants to go play for them. They got Jeremy Chin up there just dying to give away money to come and play for them. Anyway.
Well, it's very true. Very true. I mean, I'll run through them now if you want. We've got tight end Zach Ertz, 1 year, $5 million. Dorrance Armstrong, defensive end, 3 year, $33 million. Tyler Biadasz, 3 years, 29.25. Frankie Louvu, 3 years, 31 mil. And I've got to say, I did call that, by the way. Running back Austin Eckler, 2 years, 11.43, but really it's a $5.5 million deal, and you can get out at the end of this season. Brandon McManus, kicker, 1 year, 3.6. Left guard Nick Algretti, 3 years, 16 mil. Cleveland Farrell, edge, 1 year, 3.75. Quarterback Marcus Mariota, we'll get into that, I'm sure, 1 year, 6 mil. Long snapper Tyler Ott, 3 years, 4.39 mil. Jeremy Chin, 1 year, 5.1 mil. Safety Jeremy Reeves, brought back 2 year, 3.1. Bobby Wagner, linebacker, 1 year, 8.5. And then Anthony.
That's max. 8.5 is max.
Who was the last one there?
Yeah.
Who was the last
linebacker stroke edge Anthony Pittman from the Lions, who's a special team ace, bit of a special team guy. And then the next one after that, while we were on last night recording, was F.A. Obada, 2 year deal.
F.A. Obada, dude, I was glad for you for F.A. Obada signing on. I'm sure this morning.
I love it.
This is Obada's house.
He was late. He was like 7 minutes late to his podcast yesterday, and we know exactly what Scotty was doing.
Well, you know, there he was.
Yeah. Honestly, I love that dude. Honestly, I don't know what it is. He just Jesse's Castle Wentz was the over in the LA and San Francisco. It was 40.5 and turned out to be 41.
Scotty looking at his F.E. Obada scrapbook.
It is, yeah. Just Timmy did sign. We also got Deontay Fowler Jr. Yeah, well done, Peter. I forgot that one.
Yeah, man.
Tim Swindle, he's put on there, did Biadasz sign? Yes, he did. It was official on the Commander's Twitter today. They put it through. He's had his press conference as well on there, the little introduction thing that they do. But yeah, man, like, what is it now? We're at 18 players all told, 15 new signings. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy.
All right, so I got to say real quick, I might as well just do this.
Man, it feels great. It feels great.
Henry speaking for us all there. Look,
that's right, though. It's right.
It's right. I'll tell you what, man. The one that I questioned, and I questioned it the other day, and man, I got jumped on by a lot of people for it. But Marcus Mariota, I don't care. I mean, I guess I know that the Brian Johnson connection is there, but
John,
bad players can only teach bad things. If they don't know any different.
I honestly think the night before the night before they were talking very strongly with Sam Darnold by all accounts, and obviously he's gone to the Vikings. So
I tell you what, the Vikings have a newer facility, which means wider doors, and he could get his head through there. The Commanders were going to have to widen their entire entrance just to get Sam Darnold in to even talk about it.
Yeah, I think.
I'm with you. I'm with you in Mariota. I understand exactly.
I think this coaching staff knows the deal with Mariota a lot more than us. He's not going to see the field unless there's like some type of injury. They wanted Sam gone, obviously.
And they did well with that.
I don't think. Yeah, I could care less. The signing that I hated the most was the McManus signing. I think
he did that for St. Patrick's Day. He's cut after the weekend.
I don't like this signing whatsoever. He has a noodle leg. I mean, he's good, inside the
he's aces 40. Between like 35 and 50, he's aces.
But he can't hit shit. He cannot hit shit past 50 yards.
His longest made field goal last year was 54, and he hit every extra point. That's good enough for me.
I'm sorry. I'll take Joey Sly's big leg over extra points. I mean, I think it was a ridiculous signing. What was his deal? It was something stupid too. It was. I think that was a little bit overpaid.
1 year, 3.6 mil.
So let me ask you this:
That's
have they released?
Got a better minimum.
Have they released Sly yet, or is he going to?
Yeah, Sly was a free agent job. He's an unrestricted free agent. Yeah, so.
All right, so I guess I better pay attention now.
I don't like the McManus signing at all. I want a big leg, and we need a big leg. Big leg, good for kickoffs. Just go ahead. Like every Joey Sly kick was out of the end zone. No worries about freaking run back whatsoever.
Would you put Sly's inconsistency on long snapping then?
Sly is the most consistent kicker that we've had since fucking Chip Low Miller. Like seriously, look up the fucking numbers, man.
I get it.
He was not nearly as bad as people think.
Look, that's just like comparing the turds that come out, really. Because since Chip Low Miller, we've had nothing but a line of shit.
A couple missed extra points here and there.
It happens. I suppose.
I'm more worried about Marcus Mariota. People tell me all the time, "Oh, what are you talking about? You're just going to play in the 4th preseason game. He's just a backup." You know what?
Yeah, I'm not worried about Marcus Mariota.
You're Scotty 70 quarterbacks. Do the math. It's pretty easy. Chances are he's going to play at least a little bit. And thanks to the Bleeding Burgundy podcast ability to film the future, we've got a hold of what will happen.
Mariota throws in the end zone. Man is there.
And I don't know why these things have been running long lately, but yeah, it's just not going to be pretty. I am not
second pick overall. Okay,
So,
as a former starter, probably one of the better backups in the entire league. $6 million. Peanuts.
I get it. I get it, but there was not much.
People are acting like he's coming in here to start. He's not.
No, see here, that's the thing I was just saying.
Now, if it was Sam Darnold, I'd been pissed.
No, I wouldn't want Darnold either. But the only difference I would give with Darnold right now is he's actually had some experience on a Super Bowl team. But the fact of the matter is, when you're picking through those kinds of guys anyway, when you say second overall pick, exactly. Wasn't Sam Darnold the second overall pick too, or third? These guys,
something like that.
I say this every effing year when it comes to this shit, man. These guys
Marcus had a lot better career as a starting quarterback than Sam Darnold.
Oh, come on, man. You're comparing turds. This one's got a peanut. Hey, look at that.
Yeah,
we're talking about a fucking backup quarterback here.
But they'll play.
I know. But what?
He's supposed to be a mentor also, right? To a rookie.
That's what I mean. That's
right.
the point.
What are you going to
teach him? He's meant to be this mentor, this high character guy who said the right things he said the right things in his press conference. I understand that. But if you watch that Netflix documentary, he hung the fucking Falcons out to dry. He was like, "See you later. I'm making something up. I am gone."
There was information.
But we don't know.
Might have been John Keim or one of them came out and said Netflix missed some stuff during that.
No way. Get out of here. Really? One of those documentaries glossed over.
It made the cutting room floor. See ya.
All right. Well, you know what? We're not going to spend all this time talking about a negative when there's so much positive to go around.
Well, there's another negative too, and we hit on it a little bit. Letting Curtis Samuel walk.
Yeah.
That pissed me off. Like seriously.
Because now wide receivers are suddenly a large need. Right?
Yeah.
We've got I mean, we don't have anybody. We got Terry and we've got Dotson and we've got Diami Brown, right?
And we signed back Jameson.
We signed back Crowder, but that's a punt return. I mean, he had some clutch catches last year, but is he going to?
Yeah, you can't count on him for a
wide receiver 3 because it ain't Diami Brown.
No. We definitely need a slot type, or a big boundary type of receiver. One of those. I think we need to hit something. Maybe we'll see what happens in the draft. The draft got really interesting now with the Sam Howell trade,
and with the Vikings moving for some reason. It's crazy.
That's going to be now. We have 3 third round picks. I mean, we have 6 picks in the top 100. We moved up from 102 to 76? Is that correct?
78.
What number is that in the third round? Where are we at in the third round?
That would be 78. Something like, if it's 78 would be
but which pick in the third round?
So that would be 14.
That's the one that we've got. Yeah, that's the one that we got from the trade. I think it's like but what is it in the third? I don't know. So I'm not certain. To be honest with you, all I know is
unless
it's
there's any extra
it's six picks in the first 100, isn't it? Is where we're at.
Yeah,
and
5.
you know what's in the funny though. Kenny Pickett just got traded.
He did, yeah.
He's got little
first round pick from
He's gone
2
to the
years
Eagles,
ago.
hasn't
he? Yeah,
Goes
Philadelphia.
to the Eagles, and we got a better deal from the Seahawks for a 5th round.
He played.
Well, look at the quarterback market, Jesse. If you look at the quarterback market as a whole, you got all these players and all these former first round picks and former. Some of these classes have been abysmal. I mean, if you really look at
these classes have been abysmal.
But I know Sam Howell's class. Every single one of them was not a first rounder apart from Kenny Pickett, and he's just been traded. The year before, you have Fields, you have Zach Wilson, terrible. You have Mac Jones, who went for a 7th.
Right.
To
go back up. Yeah.
Trey Lance is backing up in Dallas. I mean,
well, he might end up a starter now that Dak is going down for rape.
Maybe, who knows? But if you look at it's just we'll see. He's got a good legal team, I'm sure. But it's we'll see what happens.
Got the best down here. I'm telling you. I don't understand why Dak did such a thing. We have hotels especially for Cowboys players to do whatever they want. No questions asked.
Wow.
Sorry.
Sounds like an
Sorry.
But it's crazy. I think you're right, Jesse. I think we did do well out of that. I mean, I wasn't enormously keen with what we gave up. Sam a 4th, and
I would have liked to gotten to like another 7th along with that, But beggars can't be choosers. There's Peter.
I don't think we were begging. We generated a 14 bidding war there.
Yeah, but I mean, who knows?
Do we know who the teams were?
Seattle was one of them.
Denver was involved. Denver was involved too, and I think possibly the Raiders. And who knows what they gave up? They could have offered a 4th round pick, but maybe Adam Peters was like, "What we want to move up more in the 4th to maybe package some." There could be a package, whether it's trading back up into the 1st round, getting an offensive tackle, or this seems the least likely option. But still there, trading up with the Bears, putting together a package to trade up with the Bears.
I'm going to go ahead and say hello to my Dutch friends, and we're going to have a toast to Daniel Jones and the Giants, who just brought in Drew Lock to compete with him.
Oh, wow.
Did I say Drew Luck? No, I didn't. But that's insane how badly they have fallen apart. So, it's nice to be winning the offseason. We haven't touched even on some of these guys. I'll tell you, who I really like low-key is Cleveland Farrell. That guy, I think he's got a high motor. He's a young guy. We don't have anything that we've spent on him. We had a big hole at defensive end. And even though we don't have the production that we would see out of Sweat or the potential that you would see out of this continued free agent, old 99 there, we pulled in 2 starters right off the bat. And I like that. We plugged that gap. Right now we've got 5 defensive ends, and we've got that hybrid guy that'll play special teams. But we've got 5 defensive ends, and we signed FA who can play both inside and outside.
Yeah, and then you've still got 2 on the books as well in KJ Henry and Andre Jones.
Right. So we've got that room is filled back up nicely.
It's decent. It's not bad. You know what I mean? When you look at that, I mean. Scott G's put in the chat here, trade back into the 1st is the likely option to get that OTA.
Yeah, I see that too. I see that as the likely option, but I still, to go. I still think, it could be, who knows? I mean, we got, there's so many options that we can do now because we filled so many of these holes. We're in a position now with maybe an offensive tackle and a cornerback to get into,
wow.
Before the draft, we can go into this draft picking the best player available.
We opened up the draft incredibly.
We haven't had that. But I mean, after the quarterback, obviously at whatever we're doing at 2, we haven't been in that position where because we've had so many glaring needs going into a draft.
Yeah.
We needed a linebacker, we needed a cornerback, we needed a wide receiver. Now. We can go get some of these, the top player on their board, they can just grab no matter what position it is.
correct me if I'm wrong, but the cliche is that you use free agency to fill and you use draft for talent, right? You
draft are your building blocks, and free agency is
fill your holes.
Fill the holes.
So all I'll say is to Commanders fans out there is don't go to sleep on draft night, because we are going to probably trade back in at some point. That's for sure. But I think you guys are right. I don't know about the compensation of what you'd give up to trade back in. That's the only thing I'm thinking of, is because we have so many of these picks.
I mean, it could involve a future first. I remember who did it last year. The Texans, didn't they do that?
Houston did, yeah. To get Will
and
Anderson.
Then we did. We gave up 2 seconds to trade back up to get Montez Sweat a few years ago. When we traded back up, we gave.
We ended up with a guard. It wasn't that
guard. We gave up that year's second, and then the following year's second, and I think a fourth or something in that same year, something like that. So, and that was what, 22.
Yeah, is that the Sweat trade? I mean, I don't know what we did give up then to get back into the end.
Yeah, it was. I know it was 2 2s and then something else in that particular year. I don't know if it was like a 4th round or a 5th round or something like that.
So, John, I'm looking at our
falling asleep at the draft, just for everybody to know. All right,
so you were looking at some TikTok followers.
Yeah, yes. I'm looking at our depth chart here, and obviously we're talking about the defense here. We've got Dante Fowler, Deron Payne, Jonathan Allen, Dorrance Armstrong. Then you've got KJ Henry, John Ridgeway,
Ceylon Farrell will be starting over Dante Fowler.
I think.
Do you think so?
I guarantee that. Yeah.
Yeah, Fowler.
He's
I
not
think
even.
He's a gadget player.
Has he actually signed yet? Because
Fowler is a passing down pass rusher. That's all he's been used for the past like 3 or 4 years. And he's good at it.
One of them.
Yeah, he is.
He's one of them guys that's. He's one of them guys that's followed Dan Quinn wherever he's gone.
Yeah,
Dan Quinn recruited him.
I'm glad you brought that up, Scotty, because player after player on these press conferences coming out, and that's like the first thing that they mentioned is Dan Quinn. You know, they coming here for him.
But this is.
You look at a guy like Jeremy Chin, who had multiple offers and declined to come here because he wants to play. There's something happening here.
I think Frankie Louvu played a part in that too, because they're really 100%. Good buddies.
That's cool. Look, I've been around a long time. I've seen a lot of excitement when we win the offseason before. All right. I had people telling me this week that this reminds them of Dan Snyder in the early years. And, not really. This has
Kevin Sheehan. Oh, my God. And he tried to trash me on his radio show.
He tried to trash you?
Really? Yeah. I put out a tweet. It was like half joking. I said we're winning free agency, and he made a big thing out of my tweet. But he's saying that this reminds him of just like Ron's first year.
No,
yes, we did get like a J.D. McKissick and a Charles Leno and a
we got Logan Thomas,
but it is completely different
level of fucking free agents.
Yeah, it's so fucking ridiculous. Man.
It's crazy.
And he trashed my tweet over that.
Well, F you, Kevin Sheehan. You have to sit there and clean up after Tom Lavero. I don't feel sorry for you at all.
Yeah, I mean it's been really good though.
Hell has definitely frozen over. We have agreed all week 100%. Long, and I don't think I like it. Fuck, I gotta change.
It's like when the Brits and the Germans played football. What's going on?
Right.
Hey, sorry about the burrito there, Kevin. I know it's your couch and it's just a podcast, but your wife won't mind.
Fucking him. Anyway, all right. So, what else have you liked about this? I like Nick Allegretti. I like somebody that's big and ugly in the middle. We talked about that, and I'm dead.
Well, that's it. Yeah, exactly. I mean,
he looks like he's got a bad attitude. I'll tell you what. Give me a second while y'all talk about him. I'll find you a picture of who I think he looks like.
Who? What?
Okay.
Nick Allegretti.
Nick Allegretti.
Yeah, he's an ugly motherfucker.
He is.
But the thing is, though, we needed left guard help desperately, and he is going to fill that hole. Played in the Super Bowl with a torn UCL. Came in for Joe Tooney. Great. Everyone said he should be a starter somewhere else, and actually, his deal is pretty good for what you've got him for. $16 million over 3 years. Yeah, I'll take that. You know what I mean? That's nothing in the grand scheme of things. The only thing I am worried about is tackle, as I just looked at there. Yeah. Looked at our depth on tackle is awful. I mean, what have we got left here? We've got Braden Daniels, Alex Akinbulu. We've got Chris Paul, Nick Algretti, Alex Akinbulu.
Okay, you got it.
Alex Akinbulu. Trent Scott and Mason Brooks.
I'm sorry. Mason Brooks sounds like a banker. I don't want anything to do with it.
I thought Mason Brooks was a guard.
He is a guard, but that's what I'm saying. That's the depth of.
I thought you were talking about our tackle depth.
Our tackle depth.
Yeah, we got to make a move before that. I think we're going to make a move for a veteran before the draft. I do think we're going to draft one. Was it Josh Morgan? Is one of their 30 visits, and he's a highly rated tackle. So that might give you a clue as to, they're thinking that maybe they are going to try to move up in back into the first round, because I don't think he's making it out of the first round.
Right. I agree. I think there's going to be a good run on tackles in the draft. To be honest with you, there's ones who are going to go a lot higher than we think they are. So all these mock draft simulators, just chuck them in the bin, because it's not going to work.
Really? Are you serious? These mock draft simulators don't have any kind of basis in reality or anything like that? I am.
No, but John, I was most impressed with the fact that I sat there and said, we're going to sign Frankie Louvu for 3 years for $31 million, 10.3 a year. And then the following week, it happens. I was like, "Wow!" Adam Peters can ring spot. Adam Peters can look at Spot Track too.
But no, it's not that. What Adam Peters does is he's listening to the Bleeding Burgundy podcast, and we like to see you there, Adam. Nice job. We're real happy with the way you've been doing things lately. Nice work. You could probably get yourself a new car.
It's really interesting because the 2020 draft for Chase Young's draft, there is not a single player left on this roster. Every single one of them's gone.
Dude, they took a look at this entire roster that Ron built and said, we'll take these two guys. I think it was only two. It was only Crowder and Reed so far, right? Is there anybody else?
Obata.
And F.A. Obata. We'll take you three. Yeah. Everybody else. See you later. 50 guys.
It's crazy. Just madness when you look at it and you go, right, well, normally you're not turning over 2/3 of your roster in a season. And it was interesting. I mean, if you look back at Adam Peters' first interview in his press conference, someone asked him, one of the journos said, what do you think about the roster? And it's the only time he had about a 4 or 5 second pause. And then he came up with some bullshit about, we'll evaluate it, blah, blah, blah. He evaluated it all right. You lot are gone. See you later. I mean, It's interesting that they didn't even look. We could sit there and say Kendall Fuller went to Miami for peanuts. Curtis Samuel, we've talked about, not a lot of money, $10 million a year. Cam Curl got nowhere near what he wanted, which I'm
aside from the safety market getting totally flooded on.
That's what I mean. Yeah, absolutely.
His play was just now. If it was a year different, dude, if you'd have been born a year earlier, you'd have probably gotten a lot richer. But oh well, it's the way it goes. Anyway, I just took a minute to put this together. This is who I think that he looks like. This is.
That's a bad man right there.
Yeah.
Where's my pizza?
That's perfect.
Goddamn right. Goddamn right.
There's he is wolfing down Alfredo at 10 o'clock in the morning after doing a weight session.
Alfredo is for pansies. That dude is eating sausage raw. And I'm not even going to pretend what it might even sound like, But hey, if anybody wants to do that, they're welcome to it. Go ahead, listen to my voice.
Oh dear.
So, where else are we going from here? I while I was working on that, I listened to you guys talking about tackle and everything like that. And you're right, it's getting kind of sparse. But I have to think with everything else that they've done,
I still think Tyron Smith is coming.
You think
Tyron Smith probably is? Yeah,
I think so. I think so.
They're probably going to price drop.
I heard some Dallas reporters. That's where I got that source from. It was Dallas reporters on Twitter saying that a deal was imminent and that Dallas weren't looking to bring him back. So, yeah, there's been one released today. We talked about that earlier. It was the ex-Eagles guy just been released.
Yeah, he's just never worked out, man.
I can't
Andre Dillon.
Now.
Yeah, he wasn't really good in Philly, and he played really bad last year. So I'm kind of out on that.
Was it the Titans? He was at last year?
Titans. Yeah, Tennessee.
10-year, and it was a 10 million cap savings. So, I mean, yeah, there are people out there who you could.
Yeah. I mean, they could look at him if they get him on a cheap deal, maybe to kind of.
I'll tell you what, the way that they've been working the picks, and the way that they worked the Howell trade to be able to move up again into the top 100, just by a sparse, little cut, but right there, this idea of them moving back up into the first to go ahead and get one of the more premier tackles that are left sounds to be a more logical plan than to go after one of these aging veterans that even, I just said they're going to let Tyron Smith's price come down a little bit, but dude, how long has he been in the league? His vested interest is already enough that his salary is going to be a halfway decent chunk. I mean, I don't necessarily.
I'd even take a flyer on
stopgap there for maybe a year.
Yeah,
or is there one out there that you like for that?
A DJ Humphries.
It's not.
Even though he's injured, I bet you could get him cheap, and he looks like he's going to. He might not be fully recovered by the start of camp, but it could be possibly a little bit later on. I mean, you can get him if you can get him for dirt cheap. Why not bring him over here?
Because I've got myself a second overall pick. I'm going to put him behind his meat bag. Be ready. No, I'm not doing that.
Our buddy Peter in the chat said I saw a report. They were talking to Isaac Yadam, cornerback from the Saints, and they were, but he just signed with the 49ers just a few minutes ago.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. And there is some talk there's some whispers, and Bram Weinstein said it today on ESPN 630, that they've had some Browns talks with the Browns about trading for Greg Newsome.
Yeah, I heard that.
Depending upon the price, I would like him, but I think they might if they command any more than a third, then no. I don't think I'd want that. I don't want to give up one of those second round picks, even though he's a good corner. I just think you got to figure out if you're going to sign him to the 5th year. I mean, obviously you would if you're going to trade for him, but what does that contract look like afterwards? And he's a good cornerback, but he's not a wow you type of cornerback.
It depends on what the deal is. A lot of times these players, they don't go for a whole lot in actual trades. It might be a second or third day pick that could bring somebody like that over here. The one thing I was saying earlier about people that were trying to kind of conflate this with the old Dan Snyder Wild West days where he would just fly around and pick up whoever he wanted. It's not, all right? It's not. A lot of you guys that are saying that were 6 when that was happening. The fact of the matter is there was no plan then. There's a plan with these guys. You can see what they're bringing in. You can see why they're bringing them in. And you can see how they match up with these coaches that are bringing them in. There's a big difference. Dan Snyder was playing freaking fantasy football with football cards. Oh, I remember that.
I think the only serviceable left tackle who's left is Josh Jones from the Texans. He's the only real free agent that's kind of young, isn't injury prone, and could be quite serviceable here. He can play both sides. He's played both sides. He was left side last year for the Texans. So not a bad player, but again, why are you getting rid of him?
That's what I'd ask. You're going to look in free agency then. Who's left that you would consider as a swing?
That's the only one. That's the only person.
Is Lucas off the market?
No, Lucas hasn't been signed anyway. You can sign him back. But again, Lucas is getting old.
He is getting old. Really if I'm looking at a swing tackle, if I'm looking at a guy that I'm bringing in just for 1 year, it's going to be my swing tackle. And I do like this plan that everybody's concocting that you guys were just talking about a few minutes ago that I barely listened to about trading back into the first with this slew of picks that we've managed to pick up to go ahead and get one of the premier tackles. And I think that's I can only put on my turban and try to read the future and read your palms or whatever. But the way that the way that this front office is working all of this, that seems to be very plausible. That seems to me to be a very logical step that they would take because they are aggressive and they are moving quick on things that they're not waiting around to see how things are going to shake out. They're making moves, and I like that. And that's the kind of move that I would expect them to make. So, Pete did say that everybody's looking at their phone right now. There must be some news happening.
No,
Jimmy Garoppolo's gone to the Rams, I think.
Oh. I put out a tweet earlier that right now I don't care who we pick at number 2. I don't care who the quarterback is. I'm going to trust Adam.
What if they pick Joe Alt? What if they go for?
They're not going to do that. They're getting a quarterback. And all the moves that they made their quarterback is their first pick.
You knew that with their first couple of hires as coaches. And they were prioritizing quarterback.
That's true. But the fact of the matter is, at this point, I was higher on May earlier in the process. I didn't like Jaden.
Mm-hmm.
I like Jaden a lot more than I did earlier. And I'm perfectly fine with either one of those. But the goddamn Jaden Daniels fans are getting fucking ridiculously annoying. Like, seriously. Like, fucking shut up already. Most 95% of May fans feel like I do. They like May, but they'd be perfectly okay with Jaden Daniels coming in. Your Jaden Daniels fans fucking just hate Drake May for some fucking reason. Like, I think it's goddamn ridiculous. I think it's ridiculous.
Well, because he's a gangbanger, Jesse. You saw him. He's into the rap. Anyway, I think it's time to play this.
Shut the fuck up. Shut up. Shut up.
Sit the fuck down and shut up.
Shut up and sit down.
Will you shut up?
Just sit your ass down here and shut up.
A classic, and it is for so many people at this time of year, man. Dude, none of you fucking people know. We've just been sitting here talking for the last, about a half hour ago about quarterbacks that we were thinking about as possible backups, and that they're second overall picks, first overall picks, third overall picks that are moving around the league because every year they sell you this shit, and you get home and it's still a bag of Twinkies. It's it ain't fucking good. All right, they sell it. They sell you every year. Now the Commanders have the second pick in the draft. I'm going to go ahead and say that this year it's all fucking true. Every goddamn one of them is a Hall of Famer in the making.
Caleb Williams, Drake May, JJ fucking McCarthy.
Doesn't matter. We're going to the Super Bowl.
Even Penis and Knicks. They're all fucking goddamn future Hall of Fame. they're
the only ones that are not Hall of Famers are the ones that we don't pick. Those guys are bums. That's just the way it is.
As Scouts would say, he's a bum. Yeah.
He's a boom. Right. Scouts got mad at him when he was drinking that night. Remember? Did you see that part of the video? Scouts was ready to fight.
He did. Yeah, he was. He was funny. Oh dear. But yeah,
so,
who knows?
Yeah,
who knows
all I'm
what
saying is
no one's got any idea.
It's getting ridiculous because we don't know shit.
No, we're just fans. We can
react. How long have we got left of this, Jesse?
We've
got 3.5 weeks of this, 4 weeks of it still to go.
No,
and it's pro days. It's pro days next week as well.
That's true. But these Jaden Daniels stands, they're making me not like him. And I've kind of fallen in love with Jaden Daniels and his athletic ability lately. I've been watching a lot of him, and that's why I'd be perfectly okay with either one of these guys. Yeah. Some of this, red flags still scare the shit out of me, but he's very talented.
Everybody,
But damn, some of these fans just making me just fucking dislike him.
The thing is, because everybody's worried about him as the injury factor because he's so small.
And that's my main thing right there.
He's got a small frame, but he's a young guy. Well, he's 23, right? 23. So I mean, he's not the youngest guy, but he's not old.
He'll be 24. He'll be 24.
People look at this, right? But do you remember being 24? It was you could take a lot, and you can build onto that frame quite a bit. He's not going to be
doing a lot of cocaine back then. So I don't know.
There you go. Hey, you were probably pretty fast, and you were probably pretty skinny. So get him off the cocaine; he'll be fine.
I was married. I was married with a kid on the way in Iraq.
When you were 24.
Yeah.
Way to plan, Scotty. Man, nice job.
I know, dude. I was sitting in a field getting fucking mortared every day. Cool.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm not going to say what's on my mind because you got 3 off, and I forgot what the hell I was telling you.
They all have red flags right now. They all have red flags.
Have red flags.
Every quarterback that ever come out of the draft has red fucking flags.
There's red flags you don't even see yet. All right, there's things about them that you don't even see yet. They could look like the best quarterback coming out of college. They could just flop in the NFL, and that's just all there is to it. Because as you know, the best quarterbacks in college go to the worst teams in the NFL, and it's an uphill climb from there. So,
what was that?
But if I see it, go ahead, Scott.
That's not. I don't know if it's the Wonderlic. It was some letter. That's it.
Yes,
that Fields was rubbish at last year, and everyone went,
oh my god!
Fields, and then it was Stroud. Sorry, Stroud. My
yeah.
apologies. And everyone said, "Oh my god, he's terrible," and he went, "Oh, he's gone off a lot of teams' boards." How good was Stroud last year? It just shows you. Put the guy in the right position with the right people around him and the right coaching, they'll do a job.
I'm going to fall in love with whoever Adam Peters picks.
Every one of these quarterbacks is bound for the Hall of Fame until we pick the one that we want, and then the other ones just aren't.
Mm-hmm. And the other ones become bums. They're all bums.
Bums, that's right.
They're all bums, yeah. They're all bums.
Right. They'll be bouncing around. But don't let me, don't forget, we got Marcus Mariota to teach our guy.
And if I see one more person say that Jaden Daniels is
I'm going to hold my nose on that one.
I'm just going to fucking punch him in the face.
The stuff that I hear about the fact that, because we took up Marcus Mariota and he's mobile, we're going to pick Jaden Daniels.
That's ridiculous.
That's just
you know who's a mobile quarterback? Practically every fucking rookie outside of Mac Jones is a mobile quarterback. They're 22, 23. Right. And they can fucking move.
That's like the same thing as people say, the May fans saying, well, they got rid of Sam Howell, so they must be drafting Drake May because
he can run. Dude's in fucking gangs, man. That dude's just running from the cops.
That's what I'm saying.
I know what you're saying. Yeah, get it.
It's ridiculous
because you can't have two UNC quarterbacks who are friends. That's not going to work, or it's going to cause tension. Or they've got rid of Sam now, so it's definitely Drake May.
I know one thing for certain. They don't know 100% who they're picking yet.
I don't think they do. I bet you they do. They're going to wait.
I bet you they're going. I bet you they. Well, maybe not the one. I bet you they have the one that they want, and I bet you they're working a lot of ways to try to get it to there to get what else they want.
I think they're 100% process oriented. They're waiting until they get all the information before they make a decision. That's how they've been from the fucking beginning. You need to go through those interviews. You need to have the medicals. You need to see the pro days. They want all the information before they make a decision.
You got to remember they've still got top 15 visits. They've got to come to Ashburn. They've got to be seeing what the guy's character's like. All of that stuff. You got all the pro days to go through. You've got all of the information that you're going to get background from coaching staff. But clearly, if your coach is there and this guy's guaranteed top 3 pick, they're going to go, yeah, he's amazing. He's amazing. Such a good guy. That's bullshit. You might as well play that away. Then you got to listen to what your scouts are going to say about it. And then finally, you make a decision. I would not be surprised 100% if Caleb Williams is 100% first on their board. They know that. They're just going to, if Caleb falls to 2, you're sprinting. It's going to be the quickest. It'll be, and the Washington Commanders are on the clock, and the pick is in. It's going to be like that. Bang, done.
Now, let's talk about that for a minute. Pete Sidorn, our buddy over there in Bristol, just put up Bristol, UK for all you people that think he's talking about Connecticut. For all we know, Chicago pass on Williams. We can get him. Look, I've been saying this since the outset. You don't keep this fucking clown Eberflus and give him the vote of confidence and give him the team. It's way too pale or way too late to fire him. This dude has won 7 games and lost 20, unless I miss my guess. And it's not a guess. I'm pretty damn sure of that. He's already had Fields now for 3 years. We've seen the beginnings of progress in Justin Fields. The second half of last year, I thought Justin Fields played pretty well. All right. I thought he played pretty well, in my opinion, that it might not be such a bad idea to go ahead and stick with him. All right. You've got a good receiver in DJ Moore. You've got the number 1 overall pick, thanks to the Carolina Panthers. It's not because of Justin Fields sucking and you went 1-15 or 1-16.
I mean, they had the number 9 pick, so they did kind of suck.
Well, they sucked. Of course they sucked. But, the fact of the matter is they've got the number 1 pick. I've said it all along. They don't intend to trade Fields. Remember, we heard about it at the Combine. Oh, it's going to happen this week at the Combine. All the sources are saying. Your sources don't know jack shit. Your sources are out delivering fucking DoorDash. Shut up about your sources.
Right? I kind of do too, Scott. I do too. Epic meltdown.
I don't know what the hell.
Look, listen. I don't think for one goddamn second
they could keep him.
That Chicago Bears is drafting anybody else
than Caleb Williams. Yeah, 100% agree with you.
They couldn't. All these people are talking about, they can't trade Justin Fields. Maybe they don't want to trade Justin Fields, right?
Oh, they want to trade Justin.
Why would you keep Eberflus? Why would you say, okay, we got the number 1 overall pick here, you that sucks and have demonstrably shown that you don't know what the fuck you're doing?
Because I'll tell you why. Because guess what? Caleb Williams will still be there in 2025.
Yeah, but
Eberflus won't.
The fact of the matter,
that's the point. And Ryan Poles, who's the GM, wants a job. He wants to keep his job. I mean, is he gonna keep his job?
I think he is because Bears been making moves now. They've been making some. They've got
a decent offense coming forward. They've picked up some good players in free agency.
That's what I said. And Fields has not played badly in the last 7 or 8 games of what we've seen. You pick Marvin Harrison Jr. You pick one of those tackles. You stick at number 1, or you drop down. You let the Vikings move up a little bit, or you maybe let the Patriots move up a little bit, and you can secure one of those guys. I can see it entirely plausible that the Bears have no intention of moving on Justin Fields. I know, Scott, you're speechless.
I don't believe you.
You cannot believe me all you goddamn well want.
I just don't know where I don't know where Fields is going.
That's what I'm saying.
He's going to go somewhere for a 7th round pick.
Have we even heard of anybody negotiating with them?
They were negotiating with the Steelers and also in talks with Seattle.
Seattle
before they got. Well, see, Chicago is just wanting too much for Fields. At first it was a 2nd round pick, and then I put a tweet out about a month ago. I said, "There's no way in Sam hell they're getting anything more than a 3rd." Now I don't think they're getting more than the fucking 7th.
Dude, I'd give a 7th for him in a heartbeat and fucking tell Marcus Mariota to go goddamn find a metro.
Our buddy Andy Burrows in the chat.
Andy Burrows
coming in hot. So Andy Burrows says this free agent has been very good. I haven't been this excited since he had his balls on our co-host Keith's head.
All right, now you're gonna make me have to pull up a picture. Do we have it online here? Oh my God, give me a second, Andy, for Christ's sakes. By the way. There's our good friend Andy Burrows stopping in. Oh, yeah, right. I'm gonna go put on my balls on Keith's head. I hope life's good with you, Andy. You're looking like you're having a good time.
He is.
I'll tell you what, if he's got a minute, I'll send him a link. He can come in here and talk about free agency with us.
Yeah.
All right, Jesse, can you do that while I go get this picture? Can you send Andy a link? Yeah, send Andy a link. Let's get him in here. Come here, Andy. Last time you were in here, dude, nobody can understand you.
I'm not that clear, John. So I don't know.
Oh, no, you do great.
He's more clear than me.
Check your Hotmail account, Andy.
He's solid.
All right. I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing right now. I was looking for a picture of something, and I know what it was, but I can't remember what it was because I'm old and I forgot. So I'm just going to keep clicking around until I see
Andy's balls on Keith's head.
That's right. Andy balls on Keith's head. Oh, yeah. I have that in a special folder. There they are.
Scott G may be correct.
Yeah, that was right. Yeah,
and I'm going to say, Andy calling that balls. I don't know what to do. You look like a Ken doll.
Blind front like Ken.
Is it time to drop Keith's host title? I don't know. Keith wanted to come on today, man, and I was hoping that he could, but he had some things that he wanted to do. He's been more active this week in free agency, and he is trying very hard. And I really want to emphasize the word hard to make friends with Adam Peters, man. He really is like trying. Hey,
he is. He even said he's going to training camp and asking for his wedding ring.
Yeah, he would. He's going to ask him for the wedding ring. I guarantee you this: he'd ask him for his underwear. He'll ask him for that.
Would.
I think he would.
Maybe just to have a little sniff.
He'll have
to bring around his raisin. Was it raisin potato salad? He was going to bring around. Time, he said.
Welcome to America, buddy. Mashed potatoes with raisins in them. You better get used to the culture. Just kidding.
He's on dad duty. All right.
All right. Good for you, Andy. And I'll tell you what, since you are going to be coming over here, I guess sometime soon, I'm going to spill the beans there and you're going to come for a visit. The one thing I noticed when I came back from Europe last time I was over there was as soon as I got in the airport in Philadelphia, just the smell of fucking fast food is overwhelming. You don't realize it until you come back. Just the smell of cooking grease is everywhere, man. It's permeating.
It was quite strange walking through Dulles going, oh, there's a Chick-fil-A there. Oh, there's that there. Oh, there's that there. And then it's like, I got back to this end and nothing's open, not even a coffee shop. I was like, well, it's the UK. It's fucking raining. Great.
Everybody's shut down. So what do we expect? Do we expect to see anything coming I guess I wouldn't want to say week 2, but the weekend's coming up here. Anything you expect over the next couple of days?
I think a corner and hopefully some sort of tackle, either right side or left side.
Some sort of tackle.
Yeah, I was chatting with Carol I think it's like CB at CB Carroll on Twitter, and I think we could definitely see. Hey Kim, how you doing? Appreciate you being with us. I can definitely see it adding a corner. I know they're working on it right now. Yadam was supposed to be. They were trying to get him, and there's maybe some talks with Greg Newsome. But we know they're working on corner, and I definitely see an offensive tackle. Then I think it's going to simmer down a little bit. We're going to get to the draft, and then after the drafts, then start filling in everything else. Because I think they're going to go in draft after that quarterback, just draft best possible player, and then whatever needs. Because we got most of our needs filled up already. I definitely see a wide receiver.
Wide receiver is a big glaring need.
Wide receiver, cornerback, and
tight end. I'm not happy. I know that Zach Ertz is a free agent signing, and I expect to address tight end.
Amari Rodgers. I'm telling you, Amari Rodgers, man, he's going to be the starter of this team next year.
You think so? Now, Scott, I know you were all excited because Leighton Vander Esch got released this week. Here's the thing: the reason that the Cowboys released Leighton Vander Esch is because, number one, he's hurt all the time. Number two, they had to pay his neck an extra bonus, and that was going to really kind of hurt their cap number because you have to pay Leighton Vander Esch, but then his neck, because of it's like a weight thing, his neck weighs so fucking much that they have to pay it extra.
Imagine if him and Davis Mills got in a fight.
Oh my God!
Have you ever seen two giraffes fight? You ever seen two giraffes?
Yes, I've seen two giraffes.
A neck off.
A neck off. I would have to pick Davis Mills in that fight because Leighton Vander Esch's freaking neck is broken all the time. So I'm definitely going to go with Davis Mills.
Do you remember that?
Not only is Davis Mills going to win against Leighton Vander Esch in a neck off, I think he also makes a very delicious smooth.
Did you shut up?
You tell me to shut up.
No, Burrows.
No.
You gotta have a restraining order. No,
that's it. Yeah, that's why I was telling him to shut up. I was laughing because he's saying I've got a restraining order on him. I have spoke to his agent Burrows about 15 times the last week. But it is what it is.
Andy's Scott's over at Mrs. Obada's house. It's me. You can open up. Come on. Come on. You know me.
Burrows lives closer. That's for sure.
All right. So, all right. I would say the
Glennon,
Mike Glennon
can referee.
He's left. You got any interest in Michael Gallup?
I do actually. Yes, he's. If we can get him for a good deal. I think he's a big receiver. I think Williams. I think might command a little bit too much money, and he's always injured. Always injured.
Yeah, always injured.
Yeah, Gallup has a little bit of an injury history, but I definitely would be interested in Michael Gallup.
Gallup's been a decent number 2, number 3 in Dallas, and it's just a matter of when he can get on the field because he does tend to disappear at big stretches. Mike Williams, man, he's got every measurable, and he's also got his fucking frequent flyer card in the emergency
year, man. Yeah, I was hoping they might trade for Keenan Allen.
No, he went to Chicago, which is another reason why I'm thinking, maybe they don't go Marvin Harrison Jr. Maybe they go the tackle.
They're going quarterback. They're going quarterback.
They're giving all this to Matt Eberflus. Honestly, it's like going over to Gordon Ramsay and handing him a diaper.
Got to give it to somebody.
So here's the bet. Apparently, according to this, these are the best left free agent wide receivers. You got Mike Williams, Michael Thomas, Odell Beckham Jr., Hunter Renfrow, Tyler Boyd, KJ Osborne, and Marquez Valdez-Scantling.
Yeah, no, I like Michael Gallup pretty much out of all that group. Michael Thomas is older and dirt. Mike Williams is
on a team
injury prone.
Tyler Boyd.
If we didn't have,
I'm interested in Tyler Boyd. I'm also wondering why he's lasted as long as he has.
Hunter Renfrow. If we didn't have Jahan Dotson, I would say Hunter
Renfrow 3 years ago, 2 years ago. Okay, but Hunter Renfrow.
Hunter Renfrow has never had a quarterback.
He had David Carr. Everybody thought, oh my gosh, David Carr. Look at Mr. Mascara over there. He's Mr.
Derek
Awesome.
Carr.
Whatever, Derek Carr. Either one of those Carr boys, they stink. And yeah, you're right. But he did have one hell of a good year. And then I think he was abducted by aliens, and he's been for the last 2 years up in the sky getting his butt probed. But
he was really Clemson, right? I think that's where he went.
Yeah,
I think he went.
There's still some very good cornerbacks out there, though. I mean, Gilmore's still out there. Howard still out there. Dory
Gilmore's got surgery coming up. I don't want to talk.
Christian. What is he called? Christian Fuller as well. Vontae Maddox is still out there. There's a few. There's a few that could do a job.
Vontae Maddox is getting a little bit old. Listen, I would not be surprised if we hear something soon about a trade for Greg Newsome.
All right, well, that might be interesting.
I just hope we don't give up too much, man. That's my thing. I don't want to give up one of our second-round picks. Give up one of our 19 third-round picks, not a second-round pick.
Yeah, I would much no. For a player, hell no, man. Not anymore, man. It's just not worth it to give up anything. A day 3 pick for him, and that's the most I'll go. Tops of that, Pete Zorn, our buddy from Bristol, UK, wants to know any thoughts about Aaron Donald's retirement. Scotty, what do you think?
Go ahead, Scott.
Unbelievable player, first-round ballot Hall of Famer, lock, absolutely great player, but just the injuries took over the last year or so, haven't they? He
wanted to retire the year before.
Yeah, he wanted to retire. He wanted to retire before the Super Bowl. Actually, he was talking about it. So. Listen, hats off to him. He is the best defensive lineman. He's better than Reggie White. Better than he's just the best ever do it. Ever do it.
Yeah,
ever do it.
Unbelievable player.
And there's no argument. If someone wants to argue me, come on, come to Yorktown, Virginia, there, Bubba.
Come on down to Yorktown. That's what we told the British boy. I tell you what, Scotty. I'm gonna tell you, come on down to Yorktown.
Donald. He's great, man. He's great.
He is great. He'll go in the Hall of Fame, number one, first ballot Hall of Fame. But all I really have to say about him is, get out of here, buddy. Get on down the road. Time to.
I just hope maybe one day soon that Adam Peters will draft a next Aaron Donald, not necessarily at a defensive tackle position, but
we've already got it.
We got a first round
cleared. That's all.
He is not no first ballot Hall of Famer.
Not yet, baby. And now that Aaron Donald's out of the way and going to take away the spotlight, man, you watch. Daron Payne's going to wake up.
He hasn't even made a Pro Bowl yet.
A Pro Bowl?
Daron Payne has.
Well, an alternate. Not even close to
you got to deal with a zillion Cowboys fans that are sitting around smoking meth and voting 1,000 times. What are you going to do tonight, Skater? I think I'm going to go down to NFL.com, have me a couple of bowls of meth and vote for the goddamn Cowboys on that Pro Bowl, boy.
So, I think he wasn't an alternate. I think he was a full Pro Bowl, wasn't he?
I don't think so. No,
because it was Reeves, Tressway, Payne, Allen, and Terry.
Yeah, I don't think he was ever a starter. No, not even last or
in the Pro Bowl. What are you starting at ping pong?
Well,
yeah, exactly. It's nonsense now, isn't it?
Starting bowler.
Give that shit up. Just give that up. It makes no
starting
sense. Starting
frisbee thrower for the fucking NFC.
All pros.
Still an accolade though, and they still get money a bonus for making the
money. That's because agents have still got him buffaloed. Hey, you know what? You should have seen him throw that goddamn frisbee. That thing was spinning. All right. We've gone over our two. We're 2 minutes over. Scott's looking at the clock, and
I'm not. Why do you say this?
He's always zapping.
He's fucking. You see, he's falling asleep. He's got to.
Not at all, man. It's only. Do you know what this hour change of clocks for you guys is brilliant. It's only 10:30, so I'm.
You guys don't do that over there, do you? You don't do the.
Yeah, we do. But we go in the end of March and then in October.
Yeah, y'all are weird.
Why can't you people just do anything the way that everybody else does? I swear to God.
Because if you actually read properly, John, Greenwich Mean Time does everything in the world. And latitudes and longitude comes off Greenwich Mean Time.
How do you still realize?
Scott goes straight over to the fucking Prime Meridian and checks his watch.
Right next door. But that's what it is. GMT, Greenwich Mean Time, it goes off the whole world. So
I know it goes.
Eastern Standard Time is the only fucking time I care about.
But to be honest, we do need to time-wise. We need to get rid of it. Daylight saving.
Yeah, I agree. 1,000%.
I don't get it. I don't get it at all. It's pointless.
I would rather keep it. I would rather have daylight last until 8 o'clock at night. I'll tell you what.
I understand.
If I wasn't here yip yapping with you guys. And by the way, Deuce, I don't know if you know what I gave up for you the other night, but I played pickleball and it was a gorgeous night. But I said, nope, hanging out with my friend Deuce. And I'll tell you what, I thought we had a great time.
That was a great pod with you two on. I've got to admit, if you go back and watch it, you two were fired up. It was really good, really well put together. I really enjoyed that.
It was fun. And Keith, let me talk to Keith for a second, giving me a bunch of shit. He says that I was blank when I come up with Jeremy Chin. Let me explain something to you, mister. I'm on somebody else's podcast, and Slim is breaking the news. I'm going to shut up. That's right. I'm going to keep my mouth shut. Not only that, but it's breaking news. I'm reading it just like everybody else was. So
I bet Keith didn't know who Jeremy Chin was until he saw it on Twitter.
He might know who it is.
I hate that because I was the same last night, John. I was live, and then all I got was the WhatsApp chat on my watch. All I said was "Holy F," and I was like, "Okay, something's happened." Oh, Sam Howell's gone. All right, okay. Cheers. Thanks for that.
I'm kind of happy for him, and I hate saying that kind of stuff because this is the NFL, and I really get tired of fans that are like, oh, I just love these guys, and I hope they do well. No, I don't. If they go to another team, fuck that. I want them to lose because I want to win. So, but Sam was a decent guy. You know what I'm saying. If the dude went to the Cowboys, I'm going to wish him well. Fuck that, right? So if he's out in Seattle, I hope you do great. And unless you're playing us, or unless you're playing against a team that has something to do that would help us.
I heard them today talk about it, and they said that he's coming in to back up Gino. But let's be honest, there is a competition there. There is a competition there. Gino's in his last year of that deal, so don't be surprised if Sam's the starter there next year.
Sam played pretty well against Gino,
but with a brand new defensive minded coach, it's going to be very interesting to see what happens up in Seattle because they're Mike McDonald's up there, isn't he? And it's going to be I don't know. They probably won't
coordinator up there.
I have no idea. I
can tell you this:
is it Robinson? Is it Robinson, the guy from the Rams? I think it might be. I'd have to research that. I don't know.
I would say this, Sam Howell, because I know he's paying attention. He always watches the show. You're going to be down in LA at least one time every year that you're with Seattle. I want you to put a flaming bag of poo on EB's doorstep every time you end up in LA. Every time you go down to play the Rams, I want EB to get that and have to go out and stomp on a bag of shit. That's what I want. And you deserve it. You should give it to him.
It's a guy called is it Zach Robinson? Is the OC? Yeah, I think it is the guy from the Rams. Yeah,
Sam's got his flaws, but I think what he is he's a good hard worker, and I think he'll do fine with regardless. I don't care what offensive.
He's in a good spot. Yeah, he's landing in a good spot
as long as the offensive coordinator is competent, which we didn't have. Then I think that he'll be fine practically anywhere he lands. He's gonna have one of those careers.
I don't think that new regime over in Seattle really care for Gino Smith.
But they didn't draft him, did they? Or put him there. So
it's just because
he's a mid-level quarterback.
Adam Schefter said Sam's going over there to compete for the starting job.
Mm-hmm.
Sure,
I think so.
And maybe with a better coaching staff and a better offensive line, he can be a little bit better. I mean, his flaws showed. No matter how you feel about Eric Bieniemy, no matter how you feel about Ron Rivera or this offensive line, he still had the same flaws as he did in North Carolina. I'm glad he's getting an opportunity. It would not have been right, I don't think, if he would have stayed here. I think, because there's a lot of Sam Howell fans in this fan base, and you remember how the whole Taylor Heineke thing,
they're still here.
You put another quarterback in front of him, and the second that something goes wrong, an interception's thrown, they are clamoring for Sam Howell.
I can't wait for the Marcus Mariota mob.
I was going to say, listen, if you had the Heineke Hivers, then you had the Howlers who were
the Mariota mob.
No, Mariota Monas.
The moaners, right? Well, I got to say, the other day I put up a couple of tweets about Marcus Mariota, and one of the things I asked for was give me one thing that's a positive.
One reason,
Jesse, you came up, and then Mark, I know your favorite friend, Mark Tyler, he came up right on after, and y'all said the same exact thing. The fan base will not be clamoring for him. That is a definite positive that we will not have any kind of unless we're in a game where we're down by maybe a touchdown or two, and whoever the rookie is that we have goes down with a little twist on his ankle, and in comes Mariota, and he throws a touchdown pass, then the mob starts.
That's true. Yam's right. He said you all said the Brissett brigade last year. Yeah, exactly.
I tell you what, I don't know how many times
the offensive line looked better with Brissett at quarterback.
Yes, the Brissett brigade. I saw it last year so many times.
I mean, it did.
Where they would show the sideline.
You're not lying.
Like a critical third down, and you would see Eric Bieniemy yelling at Brissett, right? You'd see it all the time. Brissett,
yeah,
gotta be telling Brissett, get the fuck away from me, leave me alone. We talked about it a couple times on this podcast, and I almost guarantee you that Jacoby Brissett was leaning over his shoulder and go, that's not what any competent coach would do. Get away from me. Get the fuck away.
Where did Bieniemy go? OSU? Is that where he went?
UCLA. That's why I say every time
he went back to his alma mater and where he coached. He was offensive coordinator
in Colorado.
Oh no, you're right.
Might have been Colorado.
He was a running back for Colorado. He's there the year Michael Westbrook.
Okay, but he's coached at UCLA before, I think.
Yeah, he's going back to UCLA to be an offensive coordinator, which is really not that hard to do. You just stand on a street corner and call people names. It's not hard to be. But for him, this is offensive. And how coordinated is that?
Jesus Christ.
All right.
Wow. We're never ever not going to show that on this podcast.
No, that's offensive.
Where's our boy at? Woo!
We'll keep some things forever. We'll keep Scott looking at the Muscle Man magazine. That stays forever.
We have ladies in the chat now. Come on.
I know, and that's pretty much why they show up. Hey, ladies, he's available. All right. Anyway, we've gone quite off the rails here. All right. So, what do you see? Do you expect anything? This is what I'm doing here. I'm continuing and prolonging the show by saying the same phrase.
It's Friday night.
I know. I'm looking for one of y'all to just pick up something and run with it because I keep saying, "So, what do you see for next week?"
Look, all right. I'm going to make a bet here. I bet we sign a cornerback within the next 2 days.
2 days. All right. Yeah, that's by Sunday.
I'm going to go. I will see your bet, and I will raise you a left tackle, or not a left tackle, a tackle of.
I don't want you to. Don't forget, dude. We got Malcolm Forbes. Don't forget. So
that's true.
My favorite pick.
I think we're going to sign I honestly think if you're looking at the tackle market and you're looking at a swing tackle, I wouldn't think that it would be a bad thing to sign Lucas back.
Yeah,
you get him on a friendly deal, and you want him as a swing tackle. I think their plan is to go with Wiley at right tackle, and I think their plan is they're going to draft a left tackle.
Wait, oh yeah, okay.
Wiley, he's going to stay at right tackle.
Who's your favorite free agent pickup?
Bobby Wagner.
Frankie Louvu for me. Frankie Louvu for me.
Either way, the linebackers, dude. I mean, the linebackers. Oh, linebackers.
Mine's Marcus Mariota.
I know you are so in love.
No, Louvu is probably my favorite.
He's violent, Jesse.
I'm going to say this, and we haven't really talked about him very much, but Austin Eckler. I think this is a brilliant signing.
Yeah,
he was
very team friendly deal.
Really banged up last year. He still had 1,100 yards. Okay, he's healthy now. He's going to come in here. It'd be a change of pace. We talked about this a couple of weeks ago. We needed a change of pace back. We have Chris Rodriguez and Brian Robinson. They're two very, very similar types of running backs. AG, thank you for your service. I hope you do well in New England, but I think Austin Eckler, he's a touchdown machine. That's all he does is score touchdowns. He's had 44 touchdowns in the past 3 years.
He's 44. Okay, I'll tell you what, I'll live with it.
Wait, Eckler? No, he don't.
Not like
maybe like one or two a season.
All right, so real quick, I put this up here. This is Scott's wife, but I put this up here because of the picture she uses with it. Just the fact that she went and
that's her hair. I'm sat on the couch. That's her hair going over the top of me.
All right, wait a minute. Let me find that again. We're gonna have to break this thing down here. I lost it in my my stuff here. Okay, we got Scott on television. Oh, that's how it goes. So did she realize that you were about ready to touch yourself in this photo?
It's pretty accurate, to be fair, John.
Right. So I've disrupted the whole show because I just don't have any professionalism left in me. I'm sorry.
No, I think Eckler is going to be great.
I do too.
I think it's a very friendly price.
He did have more fumbles. You're right, John. I think he's had 5 fumbles.
Deuce
over
clued
like
me into
2
that
years,
the other night.
Something like that.
Well, I'll tell you what. The thing about him is that if he and a couple of these other deals that we've signed, I know it's always been a kind of a joke anytime we see a free agent that people just go vet minimum and incentives. Ha. Everybody signed everybody to vet minimum. Well, we've signed people to a lot of incentives, and tell you what, if they match those incentives, because when you hear a deal that's put out for the public, they give you these numbers: 3 years, $30 million. It's not $10 million a year, but the agent likes that to be out there in the public. There's a lot of things there's a lot of moving parts, and a lot of times these incentives. But if these players hit these incentives, holy shit, we got guys going all pro into the Pro Bowl quite a bit, man. That's a good thing. Yeah. So, I think they're doing quite a good job with their signings. They're being aggressive, filling up a roster that's been completely depleted, and they're managing the cap quite well.
Very well.
John Taman,
very, very well.
An A+ for the week with one exception, and that would be Marcus Mariota, which, of course, as we know, if he comes into the game, is not going to be very good.
Mariota throws in the end zone. Man is there.
So John is telling everybody, he's telling the world right now, he would have rather have Sam Darnold than Marcus.
Not really necessarily would have rather had Sam Darnold, but think about it. We live in the nation's capital.
Have you actually seen the contracts that you're talking about there? Like, look at Dorrance Armstrong. You were saying there, oh, look at these headline contracts. I mean, if you read his, it's 3 years, $33 million. That looks massive when you look at that contract. You think, okay, his actual cap hit base for a pass rusher, it's not a lot. But have you seen his base salary? His base salary is $1.12 million.
That sucks. I'd never work for that.
His cap hit is is only 4.8 mil. That's
in
massive.
All these
That's a really
3-year deals,
really good signing.
The ones like the Frankie Louvu and the Armstrong, they're like and Tyler Badass. I'm gonna call him Tyler Badass. No one knows how to pronounce
until he fucks up, and then he's Tyler Badass.
These are all players under 26 years old.
Yep.
You got fans from other teams, especially like the NFC East. Oh, they're just signing old people. You got Wagner, which was
Mariota looks old.
Wagner, which was a fucking All-Pro last year.
Yeah. He was.
Zach Ertz, which 33. Is he's not going to be our starting tight end.
No.
And then you have Austin Eckler, which he still has it. He's still productive.
How old is he?
He's going to be relegated. He's going to be 28. He's going to be relegated to a third down passing.
He's a gadget back, right, man. He's third down back or change of pace.
Right. Everybody else is like 26 and under. So
hey, think of it this way. How many times did we see in the times that we actually ran the ball properly that we saw when Brian Robinson would come in and run that ball in the first half, and then we'd see Antonio Gibson and get some carries in the third quarter where he would pop some loose. He'd pop these things loose. Austin Eckler will turn that shit into touchdowns.
Eckler may not, have the exact burst he did 3 years ago, but he still can move, man.
He's still got 5 touchdowns and over 1,000 yards all purpose. Come on, that's good. As a third down or change of pace back, coming in, doing different things. That is what you want. And the other thing with having Ertz there is Ertz is a decent enough blocker, but he's also a good pass catching tight end. So you're not giving away what you're going to do at the line. And it depends on who else you get in. Armani Rogers, I agree with you.
Listen,
I think he's going to do
Ertz
really well.
is going to do well for that tight end room. He is going to be like a mentor and he's going to be a supporting cast. He's a supporting cast, man.
That's the thing. All right, so we've got Ertz, we've got Rodgers, we've got Bates. Who else is staying? Anybody else staying? And if we're not,
is the only other one.
All right, who? Hodges,
I think
they already cut him.
No, we got what's his name? The draft
Turner.
Cole Turner.
Yeah.
Cole Turner.
Cole Turner. We still going to count on Cole Turner for anything?
Who knows? We don't know.
I'm dead serious. The other day, man, I went to fucking Giant and I ordered 1.5 pounds of turkey, and the guy that was cutting it had a name tag on, said Cole, and I thought, is it? Maybe it is, because that dude is invisible. He might as well be working in the deli, because I can't. Are we going to address tight end in the draft, you think, or do you think maybe that they're going to go for another lower rate free agent, something like that? Because right now, as far as I can see it, our tight end room is 3 guys, and I don't think you can live with 3 guys.
Not sure.
I guess not. Anyway,
I'm not sure. I think we will. I think we will do. We will draft the tight end. I think, but depends who you get. Cade Stover's a pretty good tight end down in probably the 4th round. But it depends what we're willing to do and what we do with to try and trade back into the 1st if we go that way.
Now, what if we draft Bowers at number 2?
Oh, come on.
I know. I know. That's just enough. We're pushing. That's just getting a little crazy right there. Anyway, thank you for everybody for paying attention to us today. We really appreciate it, because we really are nothing but a bunch of attention whores that like to talk about Commanders football. And hey, man, there's a lot of new people that are coming in to watch us right now. I appreciate that. Subscribe, hit the like button, tell your friends, tell your mother, tell your sister. Tell everybody that you can find. As a matter of fact, go over to the deli at Giant and tell fucking Cole Turner about it while he's cutting up your buffalo chicken. All right. So thanks for everybody stopping on by. I'm John. That's Jesse over there. And that's
hit the subscribe and the bell.
Yeah, do all that kind of good stuff.
We'll see y'all next week.
Friday at 5:30.
Maybe.